Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of 100 Yards with the Panthers.
Today we're going to flip the script, and I'm going to interview Mr. Panther, Lukas Burchett, class of 2010.
All right.
Welcome, Lukas. First thing that everybody wants to know, why Florida State?
Okay, Florida State. It is random. I get so many questions. A bunch of people used to ask me when I was in school, like, are you from Florida? But no, when I was like 7 or 8, I guess, that's when I started paying attention to college sports. And during that run, there were 3 straight years where Florida State was in the national championship. And I knew nothing more than their helmets are awesome. So it was that big spear on the side of the helmet that got me hooked, and somehow, I really don't know the rest of it, how I kept being a Florida State fan, but it stuck, and I take it pretty seriously. I'm actually now a booster, so giving back to the school.
All right. So a couple of years ago, one of your bucket lists was to visit all the ACC football stadiums.
Yes.
Right now on college CFB home on Twitter, they're having a Twitter poll, the best college football stadium. Florida State got beat by Georgia.
Not this evening. That was tied. There we go. Yeah.
But out of all the ACC schools that you went to, best stadium, best atmosphere.
And it's very sad that I haven't actually been to Tallahassee, to Doak Campbell Stadium to see a game yet. But the best atmosphere probably could have been a day at Louisville, where it was a top 5 matchup. I think Florida State was 2nd, Louisville was 5th, Lamar Jackson, of course. But it ended up being the worst defeat in Florida State history. So that atmosphere kind of died down real quick. But one that your son will enjoy, Andrew and I, we went to Florida State, Virginia Tech on a Thursday night. And it was a real competitive game down to the wire. That's probably the best atmosphere I've seen. Maybe at any college football stadium. I'd say probably Georgia was up there above that, but Virginia Tech so far in the ACC is the best I've seen.
Off the garnet and gold to the maroon and white. Everybody knows that your research of Pikeville football is unmatched, and I call you Mr. Panther myself because you know more about this program than I do. I wouldn't say the strangest. What's maybe the most obscure stat that you've come across? And how many years has the program been around now?
1925, so we're closing in on 100, in the 90s now. Some of the most obscure things, this is one before I started researching I kind of knew about, but I learned some more about. My dad used to tell me all the time about a game that started at Wheelwright, and in the middle of the game, the lights go out. So what do? Load everybody on the buses, both teams. They came back here to Pikeville and finished the game. So that was one of the cooler stories. And I've just loved seeing some of the old scores. Of course, the first game we ever played, I think we got beat 77-0. And then maybe a year or 2 later, turned it around, beat Belfry 79-0, which is still the largest margin of defeat in series history. So stuff like that I found pretty cool, but definitely just looking at the long-time rivalries like Belfry, Paintsville, Prestonsburg, just looking at all those scores throughout the years, trying to find some patterns here and there. It's been really cool, really fun, and we're about 98.9, 99.5% of the way there. So if anybody has anything that they could help out with, that'd be awesome, because we're this close to the finish line, and I'd love to get there.
And last question, since we're here. Now, everybody knows you're a Panther fan, whether it be football, basketball, baseball. You've been to about every sporting event we've had. Most exciting game that you've been a part of, whether it be you as a player, you as a coach, you filming, or you as a fan. What's the best Panther experience you've had?
Oh, that's an awesome question. One of the ones when I was in school would probably be, and this is going to be, talk to me, a curveball, but my senior year we were playing Corbin in the soccer regional semifinals, and that was a great atmosphere, a great game, probably as into a game as I've been, like as a student. After that, I would have to say the 2012 Raceland playoff game. Of course, we won a state championship, and that was an incredible feeling. But to come back from a team that kind of just kicked your teeth in the beginning of the year, to see how the work over the course of the year pays off, and you're not just doing it for nothing, seeing the work those kids put in every day, it's pretty special to see it pay off. And of course, when you get that goal line stand defensively and come right back and score offensively, that's tough to top.
Lukas, thank you again. Thank you for everything you do for us.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.